What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another New Comics This Week previews episode. In today's video, I'm going over all the new releases for June 14th, 2023's New Comic Book Day. As always, I'm going to be going over all the new releases, a lot of their varying covers from the major publishers, and a ton of the indie companies as well. If there's any important info about those books, I'm going to be going over that, and of course, which ones I'm going to be getting as well. And as always, as I begin to talk about these books, there's still delays and shipment issues happening, so just be aware of that. Once it gets closer to New Comic Book Day, just check with your LCS to see which ones are actually going to be getting in. Now, without further ado, everyone, let's talk some comics. So now, real quick, everyone, if you are new to this segment, down below in the description, I got a chapter list of all the different comic publishers I'm going to be going over today, so feel free to jump around this video. The first one today is Dark Horse, and we've got the Great British Bump Off, issue number 3. Here's cover A, and now we got a cover B, Belaza variant. Moving on, we got Miss Truesdale and the Fall of Hyperborea, issue number 2. This is cover A, and now we got a cover B, Lars variant, and now finally from them, we got Murder Inc., Jaeger Rose, issue number 2. Next publisher today is IDW, and the first one is TMNT, issue number 140, and it's got 5 different covers. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Eastman variant, and now finally a 1 in 10 Rise Incentive variant. Moving on to Star Trek, issue number 9. It's got 6 different covers. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Lendl variant, and now finally cover C, Bayless variant. And now finally from them, we got Star Trek Echoes, issue number 2. It's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the cover B, Kangas variant, and now finally a 1 in 10 Alvarado Incentive variant. Moving on to Zenoscope, the first one's the start of a new one. We got Van Helsing, Hell to Pay, issue number 1. It's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Abrera variant, and now finally a cover C, Reyes variant. Moving on, we got another new one. It's Grim Spotlight, Lovecraft's Legacy, issue number 1, and it's only got a cover A. Moving on to Archie Comics, they've got one coming out this week, and it does feature 2 brand new stories. We got World of Betty and Veronica, Jumbo Comics Digest, issue number 26. Moving on to Red 5, we've got Fallen 5, and this one's only got a cover A, and then finally from them, we got a brand new one. It's Prometheus in Chains, issue number 1. Here's cover A, and now we got a cover B variant. Moving on to Titan Comics, the first one's the start of a brand new arc, folks. We got Blade Runner 2039, issue number 5, and it's got 4 different covers. This is cover A, here's the cover B Bint variant, and now finally a cover C Mead variant. Now finally from them, we got a brand new one. I have talked about this one a couple times before, so hopefully it actually shows up this week, but we got Dead by Daylight, issue number 1 for you gamers, and it's got 7 different covers. Here's cover A, we got a cover B Sheehan variant, and now finally a cover C Game Over variant. Moving on to Mad Cave Studios, the first one is Don't Spit in the Wind, issue number 3. While I'm not reading this series, I've heard very good things about it. If you're enjoying it, talk about it down below, let me know what you think. And finally from them, we got a Legacy of Violence, issue number 6. Moving on to Vault Comics, the first one is The Nasty, issue number 3. I really like this series. John Lees is writing it. He's a master at writing horror. The artwork has grown on me. At first, when I was talking about this series, I really didn't think that the artwork matched the story very well. Second issue kind of lightened up on the dialogue, so I think it goes hand in hand with each other. Here's cover A, and now we got a cover B variant. Moving on to a brand new one, we got Queen of Swords, A Barbaric Story, issue number 1. It's got 8 different covers. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Gooden and Diaz variant, and now finally cover C, Not Suitable for Work, Polybagged variant. Next up is Frank Miller Presents. We got Ronin, Book 2, Volume 2, issue number 3. This is cover A, and now we got a Frank Miller variant. Now finally from them, we got Frank Miller's Pandora, issue number 6. Here's cover A, and now we've got a cover B, Kubert variant. Next up is Ablaze, and they've got Animal Castle, Volume 2, issue number 2 on the way, and it's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B, Silvio variant, and now finally a 1 in 10 DLEP Incentive variant. Moving on to Oni Press, they've got one brand new one this week. It's Xeno, issue number 1. It's got 7 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B variant, and now finally cover C, Ward and Sheehan variant. Moving on to Whatnot Publishing, they've got Liquid Kill, issue number 5. I'm not reading this series, but I've heard very good things about it. It's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B, Lumizark variant, and now finally cover C, Love It variant. That's the last small indie publisher I'm going to be going over today. Out of all those ones I just got done talking about, the only one for sure I'm going to be grabbing is from Vault Comics. We got The Nasty, issue number 3. So moving on to Image Comics, the first one is Saga, issue number 65. Moving on to Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 21. This is cover A. Here's the cover B, Booth variant, and now finally cover C, Booth Virgin variant. Moving on to Something Epic, issue number 2. I really liked that first issue. I thought it was fantastic, and the artwork was just so nice. Definitely check that one out. It's a very unique story. It's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B, Kudransky variant, and now finally a cover C, Kudransky variant. Moving on to Black Cloak, issue number 6. This is cover A, and now we got a cover B, Lotte variant. Next up is Old Dog, issue number 5. I really like the new arc. I wasn't sure if I was going to be picking it up or not, because I think the first one was only 3 issues, but I'll tell you what, really good start. A lot of awesome action. I'm excited to see what they do with the main character. Here's cover A. This is the cover B variant, and now finally a cover C, Palmer variant. Moving on to a brand new one. It says it's a brand new shared universe, so definitely check this one out. I know I am. It's Void Rivals, issue number 1. It's got 8 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the cover B, Young variant, and now finally 1 in 10 Scalera Incentive variant. Moving on to a series finale, we got the Magic Order, Volume 4, issue number 6. Here's cover A. This is the cover B, Ron, Black black and white variant, and now finally cover C Fernandez variant. Next up is the mini-series finale, and I'll tell you what, I feel like the sales on this one had to have been really bad. It's The Last Barbarians, issue number 5. They were really building up a story, and they really haven't got to any of the plot, in my opinion. I don't think I read issue number 4, but I mean, from issues 1 through 3, I can't imagine they really moved on with the story in issue number 4, because there was so much stuff going on. We didn't get an answer for literally anything, so that's just my take on it. It's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Haberlin variant, and now finally cover C Haberlin variant. Moving on to Monarch, issue number 5. Here's cover A, the main cover. Now we got a cover B Visions variant. Moving on to the start of a brand new arc, we got Battle Chasers, issue number 10 on the way, and it's got 10 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the cover B Madeira variant, and now finally an Ariel Diaz variant A, and be on the lookout for a variant B. Moving on to a brand new one, we got Click Click Boom, issue number 1. Followed up with that is Immortal Sergeant, issue number 6. And now finally from Image, so they're definitely having a very solid week. We got The Giant Cockshoe, issue number 3, and this is the series finale. Really odd one. I only read the first issue though, but I mean, since it's only a 3-issue miniseries, I'll probably grab the other one that I missed out on. Here's cover A, and now we got a cover B, OK Lisa variant. Out of all those issues, I'm for sure going to be getting something epic number 2, Old Dog number 5, Old Rivals issue number 1, and I'm definitely going to check out Click Click Boom issue number 1, and like I just said, if I can find issue number 2, I'm going to grab number 3 for The Giant Cockshoe as well. So moving on to Boom Studios, the first one is Ghost Lore issue number 2. I really like that first issue. It's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Luckert variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Rodriguez Incentive variant. Moving on, we got Something Is Killing the Children, Pen and Ink issue number 1. This one's going to be really cool. It's not like a new story or anything. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Ultraviolet Spot variant, and now finally we got a cover C Blank Sketch variant, and now finally this is the last one coming out from them, so a pretty light week. We got Magic Planewalkers Noble issue number 1, so it's a new one set in the Magic world. It's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Franny variant, and now finally a 1 in 10 Lindsay Incentive variant. Out of those issues, I'm definitely getting Ghost Lore issue number 2, and hopefully my shop has Something Is Killing the Children, Pen and Ink number 1. They should. They usually go pretty crazy over Something Is Killing the Children like I do. But now moving on to DC, the first one is Green Lantern issue number 2. It's got 6 different covers. I think the first issue was the first Green Lantern issue that I have ever read. Now, I will be honest, I'm getting a lot more into DC, and before you look at that like, man, first Green Lantern issue? What's going on with that? I'm slowly dipping my toes into there. When I came back into reading comics years ago, I pretty much started with Marvel like I did when I was a kid, moved into all the indies, and now I'm slowly dipping my toes back into DC because Marvel, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, they're not really doing it for me right now. But I felt as far as a DC, the new dawn of DC series goes, this one was probably the least new reader friendly in my opinion. Take that for what it is. I just felt like Shazam and Superman and a few of the other ones were just really meant for a new reader to jump into. But the first issue for Green Lantern was still really good. This one's got 6 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the cover B Daniel variant, and now finally cover C Robertson variant. Moving on to Superman Lost issue number 4. This is cover A. Here's the cover B Weeks variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Sarmento Incentive variant. Then after that, we've got Batman Incorporated issue number 9. It's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the cover B Stoke variant, and now finally a cover C DC Pride variant. Next up is Spirit World issue number 2. I really like that first issue. That one was awesome. I don't remember where I put it on my tier list, but I'm pretty positive it was an A ranking. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Win variant, and now finally cover C DC Pride variant. Moving on, we got Wildcats issue number 8. This is cover A the main. Then we got a cover B New variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Schmidt Incentive variant. Followed up with that, we got Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DCU issue number 4. This is cover A the main cover. Here's cover B the Hetrick variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Mercer Incentive variant. Next up is the Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country, the Glass House issue number 3. Here's cover A the main. Here's cover B the Torque variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Romero Incentive variant. Then we got Waller vs. Wildstorm issue number 2. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Battle variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Rainy Incentive variant. Followed up with that is DC Pride Through the Years issue number 1. Then we've got the Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries issue number 9. Now finally from them we got Mad issue number 32. Out of all those issues, I'm going to be grabbing Green Lantern issue number 2 and Spirit World issue number 2. Now finishing this video up with Marvel Comics, the first one today is ASM issue number 27. It's got a whopping 17 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the 1 in 25 Garbett Incentive variant, and now finally 1 in 100 Disney 100 Black and White Incentive variant. Next up, we got Moon Knight issue number 24. I think the series has been, I guess, above average. I feel like it's been very back and forth on it. I mean, we're 24 issues deep. I really love the earlier stuff. Then as of late, we kind of got into how the series was in the earlier part of it, but a lot of the teen issues, Now, even the last couple of issues, I don't know, it's just been okay, but I'd say overall I'd rate it probably around a 6 or a 7. Here's cover A. This is the Bagley variant, and now finally 1 in 25 land incentive variant. Then we've got Wolverine, issue number 34. This series I heard is really good. I read, I think, the first 10 issues. I did really like it. I don't know why I stopped reading it. I think it was part of my big move where I moved from Oklahoma to Pennsylvania, and I just never ended up picking up the issues that I missed out on. But let me know what you think about it. It's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. This is a Liefeld homage variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Rise incentive variant. Then after that, we've got X-Men Red, issue number 12. This is cover A, and now we got a 1 in 25 Gonzalez incentive. Moving on to Star Wars Darth Vader, issue number 35. It's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the Sprouse Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary variant, and now finally we got a FAM variant. Moving on, we've got Carnage, issue number 14. It's got 4 different covers, and here's cover A. This is the Clark Connecting variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Beren's incentive variant. Then after that, this is the final issue. It is finally here. We got Captain Marvel issue number 50. This series went on way longer than I ever would have thought of all the series could have went on for. I mean, even that Venom series with Donny Cates, I was getting all the hype at the time. That ended at, I think, 35. I'm pretty sure Immortal Hulk ended around 50, but they easily could have kept going with this one. I only know maybe 1 or 2 people that's reading this series, and that's because they comment on it every time that I make a comment about this series. But like I said, it is the final issue. It's got 6 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the Casa Grande Woman of Marvel variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Smith incentive variant. Moving on to Doctor Strange, issue number 4. If you're still reading this, let me know what you think about it down below. I picked up the first issue mainly because of the Alex Ross cover art, and, you know, Alex Ross got phenomenal artwork. But the interior art, on the other hand, it's the same artist that did Namor Conquered Shores, and I really didn't like that art, and I don't know, the story just seemed okay from the first issue. I didn't keep going with it. It's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the Marcos Martin variant, and now finally a Chew Clea Strange variant. Then we've got Rogue and Gambit, issue number 4, and it's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's a Surdy variant A, and be on the lookout for a variant B, and now finally we got Marvel Icon variant. After that is Venom Lethal Protector, volume 2, issue number 4. This series is awesome. If you're not liking that Venom ongoing series like I'm not, this is a really good fill-in just for the time being. I think they've done a great job with it so far. The art, the story, it's a lot of fun, tons of action. Definitely check this one out. Here's cover A, and now we got a Lubera variant. Then after that, we got Extreme Venomverse, issue number 3. It's got 5 different covers. This is cover A, the main. Here's the Lashley Symbiote variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Perio incentive variant. Moving on to Cosmic Ghost Rider, issue number 4. This is cover A, and now we got a Sandova variant. After that is X-23 Deadly Regenesis, issue number 4. This is cover A, and now we got an Edgecure variant A, and be on the lookout for a variant B. Continuing on Marvel, we got Spider-Gwen, Shadow Clones, issue number 4. It's got 9 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the 1 in 10 Peach Momoko variant, and now finally a 1 in 100 Land incentive variant. Then we've got a brand new one. We got Black Panther, issue number 1. It's got 12 different covers. Let me know if you're going to be picking this one up. Here's cover A. This is the 1 in 10 Allen Design incentive, and now finally a 1 in 100 Manhanini incentive variant. After that is Clobber in Time, issue number 4. Followed up with that is Captain America Cold War Omega, issue number 1. It's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the Talaski Pride variant, and now finally a Liefeld homage variant. Moving on to Planet of the Apes, issue number 3. This is cover A. Here's the Sue variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Qua incentive variant. Read the first issue. I really enjoyed it. I missed out on the second one, and I just haven't found it yet. I know I can just order it online, but let me know if you like the second issue. Then we got a brand new one from Marvel. We got Spider-Man India, issue number 1. It's got 7 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the India animation variant, and now finally 1 in 25 Azrar incentive variant. Moving on to the Excellent, issue number 4. Followed up with that is Marvel's Voices Pride, issue number 1. It's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the Russell variant, and now finally a Balzuda variant. Moving on to Star Wars, Santa Staros, issue number 5. This is cover A, and now we got a Cola variant, and now finally for Marvel, so they're having a very big week coming up. We've got Son of Origins of Marvel Comics, Marvel Tales, issue number 1, and it's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the Peach Momoko variant, and now finally we got a 1 in 25 Bradshaw incentive variant. Out of all those issues, they're easily having the biggest week of all the publishers, but I'm only going to be getting Moon Knight number 24, Carnage issue number 14, and then finally Venom Lethal Protector volume 2 issue number 4, but I might take a peek at Spider-Man India as well. But that's a wrap on all new comics this week, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd say overall it's going to be a pretty solid week. Let me know down below in the comments section which ones you're going to be getting, which ones you think I'm going to be missing out on. If you want to check out some more content, I've got 2 more that's going to be popping up very shortly off to the side here. And thank you so much, everybody, once again, and I'll see you in the next one.